So we are doing Survivor Series. There are, I think, 8 matches scheduled. Nope, apparently only 6. Okay,
So there'll
never mind
probably
then.
be two
Probably
more
8.
added to on. Yeah.
So we'll have to. What we'll do is we'll also predict the survivors of the Survivor Series teams for extra points. Just to make it enough for us. But we're gonna do a prediction contest like we always do, and there is a punishment this time. So we discussed it before we got online about holiday foods that we dislike. So Alex revealed that he dislikes bread pudding. I myself, I don't like fruitcake. And then James does not like coleslaw, which I know is not a holiday food, but it is a food that is consumed in the holiday in like the South. So it's a holiday food to some. So what we've decided that the loser of the prediction contest must eat their hated food.
So you know that I'm going to be playing this to win because I do not want to eat
Yeah.
bread pudding. No, thank you.
No.
I don't know why you don't like bread pudding, man. It's so good. With raisins and everything, too. I think, like I said, he probably hadn't had the right one.
So I mean that's what we're doing. So we have 6 matches on the card. We will also predict the sole survivors for the 2 Survivor Series teams. And I'll explain how that'll work as we get there. But let me start with the bottom of the card, the top of the card, which should be the opening match of the night. Most likely, it'll be this or one of the tag matches. But we have Bobby Lashley, the United States Champion, versus Sami Zayn, the Intercontinental Champion. We know Survivor Series is Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT, who's not here. Raw versus SmackDown for brand supremacy. And they've taken a little bit different tactic this year of brand supremacy. They're actually like the 2 all the Survivor Series teams are like fighting with each other instead of saying Raw, 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 SmackDown. So anyway, I'm gonna move it over all the way over here.
Well,
So I always
it's
go
a
from that
welcome
side to this side.
change.
James, Bobby Lashley or Sami Zayn? Let's go.
Bobby Lashley. Much as Sami Zayn is much of entertaining heel and everything like that, it's just they built Lashley to be just a monster and a beast, and it just him beating Sammy would be just it works perfect unless no they're not doing it. Okay, yeah, Bobby Lashley.
All right, Alex.
I'm going to agree with James. I'm going to go with Bobby Lashley.
Were you gonna say unless Retribution interferes and costs Bobby
That's
Lashley?
what I was about to say.
You were debating whether to
uh,
even
they
use their
stopped.
name in this segment.
I
They
was thinking about like because Sami Zayn is like this, this champion, this type of character we haven't seen in a long time. This really chicken shit heel. He's like he and Cameron Grimes are like pioneering this, and I guess Johnny Gargano to a point too.
Well, Sammy's
Um,
old school heel. Sammy's playing the old school heel used to
yeah.
see territories back in the day where
But
you
however,
just
I
hated.
think that's a risky pick, so I'm also picking Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn wins, whatever. No one gets the point. I I mean Bobby Lashley is the CEO of the Hurt Business. He's the Almighty. Um, I feel like this will actually be a squash match, like not even a competitive match.
That's
Unfortunately.
what I was thinking too. I don't really see it going too far. I mean, I see maybe
So
10.
because of that, I don't think Retribution could get involved to get Sammy help because Sammy's going to run away for like a minute or two and then get caught and then beat up.
Unless Sammy somehow, unless they go the route that Sammy got in touch with them and say, "Hey, I just need your help for this one tonight," and they're like, "Okay,
All right.
Yep.
okay."
So the next match on the card, it is the New Day, the Raw Tag Team Champions, versus the Street Profits, the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Alex, you're up first.
I'm going to take a quick moment to just appreciate the fact that this match is happening because I'm going to be honest, I think because and I feel like I might talk about it a little bit more later, but like I was not expecting anything that would remotely look like a face versus face or a heel versus heel match, and we're kind of getting it's the New Day versus the Street Profits, and it's also just kind of weird because of the simple fact that like what was it just a couple months ago or whatever they were on different brands. Like this is a brand flip flop as far as where they're
Yeah, they
literally
like...
traded titles. Like the whole thing just blows my mind. So with that in mind, I don't know. This is actually a tough one for me to pick because there's something about the New Day being on Raw. They're the Raw Tag Team Champions, but with the draft, obviously Big E is still on SmackDown, whereas the other two are on Raw. And so with Kofi and Xavier Woods defending their titles, I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm actually gonna pick the Street Profits to win this one.
Okay. My turn. I am. Yeah, this is a tough one. So I'm of two minds. I think that WWE is gonna put SmackDown over as the winning brand because they're on Fox. And so I'm thinking, where does SmackDown get their wins? Where does Raw get their wins? And I already picked Bobby Lashley, who's a Raw guy, and that's an obvious Raw win. There's one more obvious Raw win in my opinion, and then we have these four matches that kind of are toss-ups for me. And so SmackDown would essentially have to sweep them to win. If I think SmackDown's winning, and there's been less of a focus on SmackDown, like disunity, like there has been on Raw. Am I talking myself into this or out of this? I'm gonna pick the Street Profits. James?
I think you're overthinking it. Street Profits.
Oh, okay.
You went through this whole thing to say, I was like, you're overthinking it. It's probably going to be the Street Profits. As much as I like New Day, and we do like New Day, and they're going to be working. They're going to be working. They're going to be working. New Day is going to be working heel in this match because you got the heel face. It's going to be New Day working heel, so I think Street Profits pull it off.
Okay, fair point.
Right. It doesn't hurt because losing the Street Profits not going to hurt New Day
for sure.
All right, so next match will be the women's match. It is Asuka, the Raw Women's Champion, versus Sasha Banks, the SmackDown Women's Champion. I get to vote first, and to me, this is Raw's other obvious win. That's Asuka.
Yeah.
Asuka wins. She's beaten Sasha Banks pretty much every time, and since Sasha Banks is a face now, there's really no, Banks is going to go over because she needs to win. No, I think it's going to be Asuka. James?
This is a tough one, only because I know the E would want to capitalize on what's happening with the Mandalorian, and Asuka and Sasha just came off one episode last week. I can see the E trying to put her over for that and everything, but I agree with you. I think Asuka winning makes the more sense out of this, and more than likely it's probably to be the safe side. They'll probably have like Bayley or Bayley mess with Sasha to have her lose and everything like that. So I say Asuka.
Fair point. I'm actually gonna piggyback off of James's logic, but I'm actually gonna go the other direction and simply say that I do think Sasha Banks is gonna end up pulling out a win on this. This is also me attempting to play a little bit more strategically in our predictions contest, because I don't want to guess.
You're
setting yourself up for red pudding if you get it wrong.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I think
here's the thing that's going to help you too if you choose that, because which he just did choose Sasha. We've had I know the team that shall not be named, the Retribution. They have been messing with Asuka for the last 2 weeks, so.
Yeah.
You can
see. So we have as much reason for Reckoning to get involved as we do for Bayley to get involved, and either way, so there's so it's a little bit of a toss up. So I'm gonna go with the idea, this crazy idea of Sasha's on, on something outside of WWE. Maybe they're gonna want to push that a little bit. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Sasha.
Okay. So let's do. So next up is the first of the two Survivor Series matches. So here's what we're gonna do. We're first gonna predict the match all one at a time. So like in the order we do, and then we'll move the order down and we'll pick the remaining survivors on the winning team. So you're essentially picking two matches here. So if you're picking Raw, then you're also gonna want to pick who survives on Team Raw. And we'll whoever gets the closest or gets it right gets a point. You get a point for each survivor you get correct. So you can get a lot of points by picking the right team to win and picking the right people who survive, and you can also lose a lot of points by picking the wrong team.
Okay.
James, you're up first. So we have Team Raw versus Team SmackDown of the women. So on Team Raw, it is Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Lana, Lacey Evans, and Peyton Royce. It was Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose, but Mandy Rose got injured, and so she had to be removed. She's legitimately injured, and for some reason they decided to take Dana Brooke off too. So it's Lacey Evans, Peyton Royce. Versus for Team SmackDown, Bianca Belair, Ruby Riott. Who else? Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan. I'm sorry. And they did not add the.
Is it someone to be named?
Yeah, the last two are to be named, but it's likely going to be a combination of Natalya, Tamina, or Bayley because they're the only other women on the brand.
Or they introduced some new women we haven't seen yet.
Well, unfortunately, Chelsea Green broke her arm. So
yeah, Chelsea broke her freaking arm.
Unfortunately for her. So those are the people we know. So first, just pick the winner: Team Raw or Teams. The women's Raw, the women's SmackDown. James, you're up first.
SmackDown. I say
SmackDown.
Yeah.
All right, Alex?
Okay. We're just to remind me, we're talking about the men's Survivor Series first or the women's? Okay.
The women's.
Thank you.
Women's.
Okay. I'm gonna go. Oh, this is tough. I think I'm gonna go with Raw. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm also gonna go with SmackDown. All right. So here's where it gets interesting. Alex, you're up first. You pick Team Raw. Who are surviving on Team Raw, and you can pick either all 5 of them, 1 of them, 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them, whatever.
I think.
Yeah, up to 5 points.
Okay.
That's right.
So Raw. So yeah, going off the idea that Raw wins, I'm gonna go on a limb and say that Shayna and Nia are your 2 survivors.
Okay. All right. For me, I picked Team SmackDown. I think Bianca Belair would be the sole survivor. James? So you picked Team SmackDown as well. So that's Bianca Belair, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and 2 to be determined. So like Bayley and probably Natalya, I think would probably be the 2 most likely.
Yeah, I probably I would go with Bianca Belair also because I think there is a way they're pushing her for that, and it's doing a Randy Orton Soul Survivor in a way. But
what we can do is after Friday, we can just like ourselves, we'll update our picks for this.
If they do that.
So make a pick for now, and then
I will put. I know what.
We'll reserve like for all the Survivor Series matches if like rosters change at the last minute to adjust our picks as needed. Like if Shayna Baszler gets COVID between now and Sunday and can't appear, then
but
Alex also repick.
I will say this. I will say Bianca Belair also. I think she'd be my Soul Survivor.
Soul Survivor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're at lockstep.
Can I just make one comment before we move on? I just realized something kind of funny about this match, and then we'll move on. I was reminded just now that Lacey and Peyton were in that Fatal 4-Way match to determine like who was going to be on the team, and neither of them won it, but because Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke were, because Mandy Rose was injured. I think Dana might have been quote unquote injured. I'm not sure how that goes, but I thought it was.
No, she's not.
Oh, okay, they just took her. Okay, I just thought it was kind of funny that like.
But they did. I will admit they did that in-store.
Well, yeah, no, that's fine. I just find humor in the fact that 2 women that were in the Fatal 4-Way to determine the final spot ended up on the team anyways. That's all. Anyways, I'm ready to move on.
Okay.
I just find it hilarious that suddenly Peyton Royce had a great tag team partner in Billie Kay, and suddenly now we have Lacey Evans as a partner. Wait, what is going on?
Yeah,
what
what
the
the
hell?
heck?
Anyways, let's go on.
Yeah.
All right. So let's do the men's Survivor Series match. So I guess I will go first on the pick, but it is Team Raw, which is Keith Lee, AJ Styles, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, and Riddle, versus Team SmackDown, which would be Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, King Corbin, Seth Rollins, and to be determined. So they're going to pick the last person on Friday. So again, if anyone picks SmackDown here, they can do a thing. I am going to pick. I'm going to pick Raw. James?
Damn it, man! I just I was gonna pick Raw too because it's literally the guys
I
that
just
have.
look at the rosters and I'm like, there's no
Yeah, I'm
way.
the same way. I mean, I'm looking at who.
Hey man, you pick what you pick regardless of me. Like
No, I'm the same. Me and you are the same boat here because I'm looking at the roster to end this match, and it's just everybody that they want and that just fits into Vince's mode is on right now. Raw. I mean, Keith Lee, Braun Strowman. Now I know Vince doesn't know what to do with them, but it just fits into the mode of what they want to do. So I say Raw.
Okay, Alex.
Yeah, this is. I mean, it's funny because we were talking about we're talking about the whole brand supremacy thing, and it's giving me flashbacks to 2018 where Raw completely swept SmackDown on the main show.
Except the New Day
Yeah,
one.
except for the pre-show that didn't count, and they made it a
didn't
point to,
happen.
It didn't
and
count.
that pissed me off so much because I was there. I was at the Staples Center. I watched that match. That match happened. I don't care what commentary wanted to say
It
after
didn't
the fact.
exist. It didn't
So
exist. It
that's
never
why,
happened.
so now I'm trying to play.
You
Now
were
I'm trying to play
dreaming.
4D chess with this prediction game because we were talking about who do we think the winning brand's gonna be. I'm with Chris. I think ultimately SmackDown is gonna end up being the
Well, with my picks, I've just put a 3-3
right.
tie.
That's where I know
So,
that's
Yeah.
kind of where I'm at too. I'm like, for that reason I want to pick SmackDown, but to James's point, we're looking at freaking an all elite squad almost.
Well, no, if you pick Raw here, then you're picking a 4-2 win for Raw.
Then I gotta go. Okay, then
assuming what your main event pick is, and we haven't actually.
Okay, in that. In that case, yes, I'm gonna go with SmackDown. I'm gonna continue my thing where I slowly go against the grain of the rest of you guys because if it means
right.
I don't have to eat bread pudding, then great.
All right, James. So you're up first then to pick your survivors. Any combination of Keith Lee, AJ Styles, Sheamus, Braun, or Riddle.
It's going to be probably I say AJ and Keith Lee.
Okay. Alex. So.
Okay.
Combination of Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, King Corbin, Seth Rollins, and to be determined. Maybe Daniel Bryan, maybe Dominic Mysterio.
I'm gonna go out. Okay, I think. Okay, so here's where I'm gonna play. So here's where my galaxy brain is coming into play here. This is where I play 4D chess. You know who I have? You know who I just realized it isn't on any match, but we know that they're trying to do some kind of push with him. Big E. So I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna play 4D chess and say that Big E is going to be announced as the final member of Team SmackDown for this match, and he's going to be the sole survivor.
Okay. Big moves. Like I said, and again, so if it turns out that Big E is not on the team, we will allow Alex to revise his pick here. So just for the record, like you're not like locking you into that. All right. For me, I am gonna pick. Keith Lee, Braun, and Sheamus.
Okay.
It's going to be a very. I think that's the story they're trying to tell. So I think those are the three who are going to survive. AJ's going to go out first.
Before we move on, James, can you remind me again one more time? Who?
Steph is on the team.
Who do you have as?
He chose Keith Lee and AJ.
Thank you. Just keeping track of my records. Okay.
All right, so let's go on to the main event then.
Hey, that to be announced could be the Undertaker.
Hey, I guess we'll find out. We'll find out tomorrow night.
Guy.
Yeah.
So we have the main event. It is the new WWE Champion, Drew McIntyre, versus the Universal Champion, the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. Alex, you're up first.
I'm gonna pick Roman.
The Scottish Psychopath
No,
or the Tribal Chief?
I mean, it is kind of tough because like they're both on really good career paths right now, but I kind of feel like it's got to be Roman.
Okay. Yeah, I'm picking Roman. I don't think that's gonna be true.
I'm in the same boat. My thought is Roman also. I hate to say it, but
done it.
Yeah, it's Roman.
So,
only because I love Drew. I think Drew is great, but Roman's on that roll right now, and it fits perfect if he ends up getting the win here. As it would establish him more, as the man on SmackDown. If he
and Alex, you're walking a tightrope. One loss, and you're eating bread pudding.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, see.
Now, I wanted to say the one thing I didn't want to say. I didn't say what you guys earlier because I didn't want to cut Alex off when he was talking about it. I just did not like the thought of why did we go through the trouble of dropping the belt to Orton, and then suddenly you change your mind a few weeks later. Oh, we're gonna have.
I think it's to get Orton close to 16 because he was at.
Yeah, that's my only thought too, because it really made. If you're going to do that, you could have just had Orton lose, and then have Drew have it, and then set up for the Roman Reigns thing, and then have Drew drop it after.
Because remember, because Cena's getting up there too, so they might be thinking we got to get.
Yeah, Cena. I think Cena already reached 16 because there was.
I mean, up there. I mean,
okay, I know what you mean. Yeah. Cena's already at 16.
He's not going to wrestle forever, especially since he's a Hollywood guy now.
Well, I don't think were they setting Cena up to be? Was the rumor was he was going to come back and like try to stop Orton, and he's actually playing the heel to Orton on that point.
I think that was the rumor. I think once Orton gets to 16 and maybe even threatens 17, we'll reintroduce Cena. But like I said, Cena is not a full-time wrestestler anymore. So
no, he's done. He's working movies. He's pretty much.
He's not going to do what Undertaker did. I don't think he's going to be more like The Rock, where he wrestles once every 5 years.
Yeah. That's my only thought. I think it was just.
He doesn't want to take the spot.
I think they changed their minds too. I think it was another way of Vince probably changing his mind, because he was probably going to do the Roman Orton thing, and where Roman would look like the face compared to Orton, but he probably just changed his mind and goes, "Oh, I'll just put you in there. Let's get a face, heel dramatic, more like that." I think that too, because Vince has a tendency of doing that. I think that's what happened.
Like I said, I think for like, we're not going to see John Cena forever, because one of the things is he doesn't want to take the spots away from young people. Like he was not going to be on WrestleMania until he had this idea with Bray.
Yeah.
Like, because he didn't want to take one spot.
Yeah. So no failure. So it looks like Alex has set himself up to be bread pudding again.
I do have a question, Chris, because since you've taken the lead on this, do you want to make which brand comes out on top as a sort of tiebreaker for this, or are we good with what we have?
Yeah.
Since we all pick we essentially pick three and three.
That's what, because I'm just realizing that. Well, I feel like this is just proof that there's got to be at least one more match announced tomorrow, but we can't really pick something that's not.
What's the pre-show?
I don't think they.
I think we have a pre-show.
I don't think they've announced a pre-show.
Pre-show is going to be the 24/7 title, most likely. Like, maybe it'll be like an inter-brand 24/7 title.
Doesn't R-Truth hasn't back yet though? Did he get it back already?
Well, I think the pre-show is going to be, because that's what I saw, it was going to be an inter-brand 24/7 battle royal or something like that.
Okay. Well, we can, as a tiebreaker, we could who's gonna come out to win that. Use the. Oh, wait, we'll do this.
There's nothing announced
Our
yet, so
truth
it's
or the field. We'll do
our
this.
truth for the field. Okay, as a
Yeah, our
tiebreaker.
truth or the field. As a
All right,
tiebreaker.
that's fair. I
let's
guess
do
I go
that.
first then because
Yeah.
I was next in the rotation. Our truth or the field. Oof, that's tough. I'll take the field.
What? I'll do our truth.
All right, Alex.
I will also take our truth.
Okay.
All right.
There we go. Alex, see, so we have a tiebreaker set up. All right.
All right.
Perfect.